Hello and welcome back to the channel. You join me just as I have face planted into this bog here with my bike. The front wheel sort of just dived straight into the bog, and I didn't land on my face, but I'm quite wet on my stomach and my knees. So but today we're going to a German World War II bunker and hopefully spending the night, if I can manage to get myself there without destroying the bike or myself. I was just trying to find a shortcut down to the sea, which is down there, and it's a bit of rough terrain and boggy, and lots of these little I don't know what you call them in English, but we call them tuer in the myr. And so I've got about 5 kilometers to go along the sea out to the German World War II bunker, and highlights of today will be me sleeping there and possibly eating some 50-year-old food for dinner. So let's try getting there without falling over too much. Well, I've just fallen over again, not as dramatically as the last time, just tipped, and I figured this might be a good time to take a little water break. I think I'm about halfway there. It's rough going without a path, but it's relatively flat close to the sea, so it's good. It's going all right. And I was thinking, because I've been making videos for a few years, trying to find out how to make watchable videos, and in the start there were like 10 or 15 people watching them, and I knew who most of them were, but now we have a few hundred, which is a nice surprise, and I'm very curious about who you are, and I would be very happy to know where you come from. You don't have to dox yourself or tell me exactly. If you just type Europe or America or something, that's fine, but it would be fun if you told me where you're watching from. So I'd be really grateful if you could comment below. That would be fun. And I'm out of battery on my bike, so now it's only manual power, but we'll make it. Oh, found a helmet. Just what I needed. I knew I'd left it somewhere. Okay, now I'll be safe from all the falling over. That's the German bunker over there, so we're almost there. Well, here we are at the bunker. It's certainly no 5-star hotel, but let's take a look inside. The door is a bit low, maybe about 1 meter and 20 perhaps, so we have to crawl to get inside. Oh, okay, it's not the 5-star hotel. Seems we have a bit of a rocky ground in here. And here we have a nice shooting position. It was built by the Germans to protect against the Russians who might come from I'm pointing now. They might come from the east. Russia is only 120 kilometers to the east from here, so this would have been a defensive position for the Germans. They were afraid that the Russians would invade, and to be honest, we're even a bit nervous nowadays as well. Yeah, no, but yeah, that's the bunker. I'm a bit worried about the sleeping space because yeah, it was very rocky down on the floor, and didn't look too comfortable to sleep on. Not sure if I'm going to just pull out all the rocks and try and sleep in there, or we might even sleep on the roof. And here on the inside you can see they have engraved something in the concrete, 13th of March 1940. So probably some Nazis have engraved this, and I'm not sure about this, but this might be people who built it, or it could be people who came here later and engraved their initials. Who knows? Anyway, I figured I might not sleep in here. We got a bit of a broken glass situation, big rocks, shit. So I think I might actually crawl on top of the roof of the bunker and just bed down there. It's nice enough weather. Might be some rain, but I don't think it will be too bad. So yeah, I think we will skip the sleeping inside here. This is better for shooting at invaders. It's not a hotel, I feel. Well, since we might be sleeping on top of the bunker, let's go check it out. Okay, well, this is at least soft and nice. It has been overgrown since they built it, so that's nice. Perhaps they put dirt on top of it, who knows, but it seems like a nice place to sleep. Took about an hour of active biking to get out here. The nearest road is about 6 kilometers that way, at least by bike, with the twisting and turning. So yeah, but before the war, about 100 years ago, or maybe a little bit more, people actually used to live out here. And I'll take you over to the place where I think they used to live, and I'll show you that as well. In this part of the world, the Sami culture appeared, or developed, or evolved some thousands of years ago. After the ice retreated about 10,000 years ago, people started migrating here along the coast, which was free of ice first, and this is probably one of the places where they first might have settled, close to the sea. We have traces of continuous settlement in this region for well, over 11,000 years. And the people who settled here, they lived off the land. In the start they were hunters and fishermen, and they had to move after where the resources were. And the culture that developed, they made a habit of not staying in one place for the whole year. For instance, during the summer they would have stayed close to the sea where it's good opportunities for fishing, and during the winter they would move further inland. And this nomadic kind of living lasted for a long time, up until the 1600s, when animals like sheep and cows were introduced, I think. Don't quote me on that, but during the 1600s they stopped moving so much about. Like before that, they probably spent some of the time in tents and maybe some of the time in turf huts. But in the 1600s, when they got more animals that led to them being able to have a more stable source of food and nourishment. They started moving between just two places, and it was organized in as like a summer living place and a winter living place. So this was a summer living place, summer homestead. I don't know what to call it, but behind me here you can see grass is growing, and during the summer they would stay here because just out there is excellent fishing, and the animals that they owned, if there were sheep and cows, they would graze here and they could get milk and stuff like that. And when autumn came, they would harvest the hay here and then move to their winter place. And yeah, so the last people living here lived here, well, as I said, they lived here during the summer, but the last of the people who lived here were from a line of people with the last name Konge. It means king. It's a very rare last name in Norway. Actually, it's extinct, but I know one person who is still who is from that line of people, but does not call themselves Konge. So the last king in Norway is not king anymore. But that family were the last people to actually stay here during the summer, and that was about 100 years ago, around 1910 or 1920. And that's when they stopped moving here for the summer, and that became after the war, people mostly stopped using their summer places. They started staying in just one place. So the last king of Norway was they moved out one summer about 100 years ago, but they still came by boat because they lived over there in that area. It's just a very short trip with boat, actually. They lived there, yes, permanently, didn't move here in the summer, but they still came out here with boat to harvest the hay until maybe the 60s or 70s. So it has been used, this land, for a long time. And actually also somewhere around here, not exactly sure where, but somewhere around behind me was the first church in the area in around 1700 something, and it stood there for some years before being moved. I'm not sure if you can see it, it's out there. So yeah, this was once a bustling place, at least during the summer, and now it's mostly just a place for sheep and reindeer to walk about in the summer and eat, and me to come here with a bike. And I think I'm going to try and find a fishing spot. Nothing to catch here but some sunshine. No, it's a bad fishing spot, way too shallow, and yeah, I have some delicious 50-year-old food back at the bunker, so I think instead of catching a fish and eating that, we will go and eat the old food. So yeah, let's head on back to the bunker and eat some old food. This is something that anyone of a certain age who's been in the army in Norway has a love-hate relationship with, either one or the other. For some it's nostalgia, but I'm not of that age, I'm too young. When I was in the army we had more modern rations. But this from 1976, it's RSP, Reserve Stridsproviant, I think it's short for. It has many nicknames. The most common one is Død mann på boks, dead man in a can. This is something many Norwegians know about, and I will try for the first time today. 1976, that's not quite 50 years old, but I'm assuming the pig that is inside here was born over 50 years ago. So the only slight problem is that I didn't bring a can opener, so yeah. No, but I have a knife, and I'm not going to film it because then for sure I'm going to cut my own something and bleed out here on top of the bunker. So let's not have that. I will try to pry this thing open with my knife, and we'll see if it's all right. What they say is that as long as the can isn't bulging, it should be good to eat. So let's find out. And so on. Okay, moment of truth. I've managed to open it quite a bit, so let's have a peek inside. And yeah, that looks like a food product. It smells like food, so I'm guessing it's totally okay to eat. So now I'll just find my frying pan and we'll heat it up and have a nice little 50-year-old dinner on top of the bunker. Well, as you can see, we've moved over to the kitchen area, so now we'll try and fry it. I don't have this nifty non-stick pan, and there's quite a bit of fat on top of this thing, so I don't think we need any butter. Let's just try to fry it. We'll just let that simmer a bit, and I'll make sure it's heated all the way through, and then we'll have a taste. Let's try some 50-year-old pork. It smells not much. It tastes perfectly fine. It's totally all right. This is good food. I think it's looks like there are some sort of grains or something, and pork. So you know, it tastes salty, pleasant, meaty. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. That's surprisingly good. But just right amount of salt as well. They knew what they were doing in 1976. I might have spoken a bit too soon about the niceness and quality of the emergency rations. They were quite nice, but they cooled off quite quickly. And well, the taste, it didn't improve over time. It just sort of got more and more slightly sickening. But that's not because it was gone bad, but I think just I might have needed some sides with it, maybe some bread or potatoes or something. But now I have the taste of field ration or emergency rations in my mouth, and not super, but luckily I've brought some expired peaches. They are expired in 2024, so that's for dessert. And maybe we can get the taste of 50-year-old pork out of our mouth. And taste, yeah, like metal. But it's nice to wash the the emergency taste out of my mouth. Yeah. So now I'll just eat my dessert, and then I'll just hang around a bit. And I'm not tired yet, so I guess I'm going to listen to an audiobook or something, and just relax for a while on top of the bunker here. By the way, my sleeping quarters is this. It's just a watertight, waterproof sort of, it's called the Jervenduk, Fjellduk. It's slightly insulated, and I'll just curl up inside it, and it will protect me from the wind at least. I think the temperature will be around 9 or 10 degrees plus, so should be okay inside it. I'm relatively certain I won't freeze to death. My plan is to just put this inside this sort of bag. And that's my sleeping quarters for the night settled, fixed. The sun is peeking out behind the clouds again, and it's a little over midnight, maybe 1:30, and yeah, I'm beginning to feel a bit tired again. I think it's about time to remember rule number 1 of camping: always brush your teeth. Yeah, let's brush our teeth as the sun peeks out. Quite close now. Good night, neighbors. Good morning, or I don't know if this qualifies as morning. It's about 3:30, and I've learned some things. It's always nice to learn things, but I feel maybe I've learned enough for this trip. I'm thinking let's maybe call it, and yeah, I've learned that this sort of a bag, it's very wide, but it's not so long, so a piece of the mattress is always sticking out. That's one thing I've learned. Another thing I've learned is that it's quite waterproof, just not completely. It's not waterproof on this thing, and not on the zippers that are at the side behind me and at the bottom, and it wouldn't be here either. So I've got wet toes. And yeah, I've also learned that I should bring a pillow. Luckily this time I use my helmet, and it is quite okay. Some elevation for the head, so it's been a good trip for learning stuff. But yeah, it's been raining quite a bit,
It's a quite nice audiobook I'm listening to, but I didn't really get any sleep, maybe 20 minutes or something, before the rain really started. And now it's stopped again, so that's nice. It's just passing showers. It's probably not going to rain anymore, but my toes are a bit wet, and yeah. Now I'm learning things about out camping out in the open and stuff that yeah, as I've said, I've probably learned enough right now. So I'm going to pack my stuff and head on home and yeah, sleep in a soft bed in a dark room. That'll be nice. Yeah, that's another thing I've learned. There are so many distracting things out here that makes it difficult to sleep. There was a rainbow behind me, and there were eagles, and there were reindeer, and yeah, I didn't really get a chance to film the eagles, but the other birds are also, well, now they are quiet, so maybe they've gone to bed. But yeah, no, I feel like it's been fun, but I'm going to change into dry socks, and I hope that my shoes are still dry inside, even though they've been rained on, but they've been lying on their side, so it should be fine. Yeah. Yeah, here you see the zipper on the side. It's letting in water all the while. So yeah, now let's go home instead. I hope you forgive me and still allow me to call it camping, since I did actually sleep for maybe 20 minutes. So yeah, no, okay, goodbye camp. Let's pack up and go.
Well, we're 2/3 of the way home. And yeah, I've been so far in my YouTube career, I've been camping 3 times, and one time I managed to stay the whole night. This will be the second time I just leave. But this leads us into a philosophical debate about what is camping really. What boxes need to be ticked to say I've been camping? I don't know. But yeah, the weather became really nice, the wind stopped, and the sun is out. So I'm guessing if I had stayed for another couple of hours, I might have gotten some sleep, but still felt bad to lie there with wet socks and a slightly damp bag. So yeah, we'll take it on the chin, and I'll try again and see if I'm really not a camping kind of person. I'm still not sure. The jury is out, and no, I'm going to figure it out this summer. This will be the test. Am I an outdoorsman, or should I remain indoors? I don't know. We'll see. But if you stayed for this long in the video, I just got to say, wow, impressive. So please, no, I'm leaving now. I have some adventures planned. I still need, for one of them, I still need the snow to melt, so it won't be until the end of July, I think. Well, not the snow down here by the sea. I mean the snow further up in the mountains. So looking forward to trying that. That will be a real test. Yeah. No, until next time. Bye bye.